Okay, let's talk about intermittent fasting. So, this is something that I get a lot of questions on. I tried intermittent fasting before I started eating high fat, low carb, and I wanted to die. I thought it was so hard, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way this is for me. And it was terrible. Ever since I started eating high fat, I've been doing intermittent fasting easily, effortlessly, and without even really realizing it. Eating high fat, this is going to be so easy for you to do. Like, it's not even going to feel like it's a thing. It's just going to be natural. But it's really important for you to understand intermittent fasting, it's not really like a weight loss thing. It's more of an eating schedule. So you might lose weight because what's going to happen is you're going to eat in a condensed window. So instead of eating all day long, like most Americans do from sunup to sundown, after sundown, whenever they go to bed, right? You'll eat within a specific window. So an example would be like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And so you're eating within an 8-hour window, and then 16 hours of the day you're actually fasting. So you're not eating anything. So basically it reduces your window of opportunity to eat. Therefore, you'll probably end up reducing your calories. But the focus isn't on weight loss. There's so many benefits to intermittent fasting that go beyond weight loss. So think of it not as starvation or a quick fix for weight loss, but it's something that happens naturally, right? Like I said. So you already do a form of intermittent fasting while you're sleeping, because you're not eating while you're sleeping unless you're sleepwalking to the refrigerator. So you go to bed, and during that time, however long you sleep, hopefully you're sleeping 8 hours a night. So that's an 8-hour fast, right? And so to make it more beneficial, make it a little longer, all you need to do is increase the hours before you go to bed and after you wake up that you're not eating. So maybe having dinner a little bit earlier and having breakfast a little bit later, or if you want to, skipping breakfast. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day, breaking your fast is. And so breakfast was like an idea. The most important meal of the day was created by cereal companies that wanted to market to you, saying you need to eat breakfast, so eat our cereal. So basically, intermittent fasting cycle starts when you start eating for the day, and it ends when you stop eating for the day. So you're not going to be eating any calories in between. There are some studies, some people, some experts like Bulletproof Diet that say if you're eating purely fat, that doesn't spike your insulin and therefore you remain in a fasted state. I'll let you be the judge for that because there's experts leaning both ways. So sometimes what I do, so you go 10, 11 to 7 or 8. Yeah, there you go. So sometimes what I do is if I don't really feel like eating like a meal, but I want something before I leave for the day or do my workout or something, bulletproof coffee is awesome. So just adding some butter, coconut oil, MCT oil to your coffee and doing some bulletproof coffee. Definitely not mandatory if you're intermittent fasting. You can just have water. I like to do branched chain amino. A lot of times I do fasted workouts, and so I'll drink branched chain amino acids. And I have the ones that I use MRM, branched chain amino acids, before my workout, during my workout, and after my workout. And so I remember for the longest time, my volleyball coach saying, you need to have protein immediately after your workout. Otherwise, your workout did nothing and you're going to lose muscle mass, yada, yada, yada. You don't. If you have branched chain amino acids, that's fine. You don't need to have a protein shake. I had protein shakes after every workout since I was like 14 years old, thinking that's what I had to do. You don't. And fasted workouts will help you actually burn more fat. I don't do fasted workouts every day. Like everything that I say, I listen to my body. Some days I wake up hungrier and I feel like eating something. Some days I can easily fast longer. So it varies for me, but you be the judge on what you want to do, okay? So let's talk about benefits of intermittent fasting. There are a ton. So one of the books that I actually just finished is called The Scientific Approach to Intermittent Fasting. And when I was reading that book, I was like, shut the front door. There's so many benefits to intermittent fasting. It has nothing to do with weight loss. It is so cool. And I'm like, why doesn't everybody know this and do this? Holy moly. And I even told my husband, because my husband's he's skinny and he's so healthy. He has like a 12-pack and he fasts all the time. When I met him, he used to skip breakfast and lunch and only eat like a giant dinner. And I always used to give him crap for that. Like, you need to eat more. You need to eat 3 meals a day, yada, yada. And he's like the healthiest person that I know. And now I'm like, what you were doing was very smart after all. So intermittent fasting can help extend your life and control blood sugar. It does not reduce muscle mass. Like I said, it can actually help you put on muscle. And research shows that we're not meant to eat every few hours. So think about it. Our ancestors did not eat every few hours. They ate whenever they had food, which could be days in between when they had food, right? They had to hunt and gather and find stuff. So they were not eating 6 small meals a day. I guarantee it. Probably 1, maybe 2, and sometimes fasting for days before their next meal. That's kind of how we evolved, right? Intermittent fasting can help you get into ketosis faster. Your goal doesn't have to be to get into ketosis. Some of us will want to be there, some of us don't. It's up to you if you want to be. There's health benefits, obviously, being in ketosis, if you read the keto diet, keto clarity, and all that stuff. So fasting can help you get into ketosis faster. It also helps decrease your triglycerides, reduce your blood pressure. It's a reduction of markers for inflammation and helps balance your, and also help to increase cellular turnover. So in other words, the rate at which your body repairs cells. So your body's constantly repairing cells, and this helps to increase that rate, okay? Decrease aging, increase metabolic rate. So fasting actually increases your metabolism, not decreases it like everyone always says. Gosh, all the snack companies and everything like that just messes with us, right? It actually helps with appetite control. And so a lot of times we eat because we're not hungry, because we're not in tune with our hunger, and we forget what hunger actually feels like. But when you start fasting, you'll feel what hunger is like, and then it just it feels normal to eat when you're hungry and then don't eat when you're not hungry. Like, you get used to that rhythm, right? So what I suggest you do is to kind of ease your way into intermittent fasting. So maybe you eat dinner and you stop eating at 7 and you have breakfast at 7 in the morning. So that's a 12-hour fast. That's fine. And then what you can do is increase it. So maybe you eat dinner at 6 and then have breakfast at 8. Then if 14 hours feels good and you feel really good there, you can stay there. You don't have to be a hero and go for a 16-hour fast if your body doesn't like it and it's not comfortable. And maybe you just increase it a little bit. So you go 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. and then you do a 16-hour fast. So with intermittent fasting, just do what feels right for you. If you want to increase your hours a little bit, go for it. I highly recommend checking out the book, The Scientific Approach to Intermittent Fasting. And then Jason Fung also has some really great research. And the Chalene Show podcast also has a bunch of different podcasts about intermittent fasting. She has one, I think, this past week. That is awesome, okay? It actually talks about doing a 3-day fast, which is obviously, when you do long-term fast, it's even more beneficial. Your human growth hormone is going to increase even more, helping you burn more fat. And when you do longer fasts, it actually helps repair your gut. Thanks, Julie. Sometimes I feel like I have none. I'm always like, I can't have more kids because I don't have enough patience for it. So yeah, so you can, if you want to do a long-term fast, I definitely recommend checking out some of those books and doing more research about it. But you guys, if you're eating high-fat, low-carb, it's doing fasting, it gets easy, okay? So just keep eating higher fat, lower carb. And over time, especially this first week, maybe you don't feel like doing intermittent fasting, but maybe after 2 weeks of eating this way, you'll just notice you start doing it naturally, okay?